My name is Nathan, I'm one of the developers here at Yeeps, and as many of you know, we just hit 1 members on the Yeeps Discord server. That is a mind-blowing number of Yeeps. So to thank you all, I'll be answering your questions on behalf of the team. Let's start with easily the most asked question I saw. What inspired you to make this game? Honestly, how did you guys meet? Well, I met Jack in 2015, in like the first few weeks of high school. I found out he was interested in making video games, which I was also interested in. So we decided to team up and make a game together. And then we made another, and another, until we were seniors in high school and we thought, hey, making a VR game would be kind of cool. And it was, so we started making VR games until finally, in 2020, we made our first real game, Gods of Gravity. And then Steve appeared. How many people work at— I'm just kidding. We met Steve through a friend of another friend. Steve was interested in Gods of Gravity, and we were interested in growing our community, so it kind of worked out. How many people work at Trask Games, and what are their roles? We always liked having a small team, and Jack and I still kind of work like we did in high school. Jack has always been the main idea guy. He leads the vision of the game, and he's the one who actually makes the cool, fun things.
Wait, you can move the arms?
He makes all the gadgets, all the blocks, any new mechanics like wiring or swimming. As for me, Nathan, I'm the only other programmer on the team. My specialty is on all the code that happens outside of the game. I also do all of the radio music, and the game's sound effects. So we do have a secret sound guy who we call in for extra stuff. That leaves Steve as the last core member, and he makes sure that Trask Games, the company, can run. So, like, he wrote the terms of service you saw, and he also makes sure that we don't, I don't know, forget to pay our taxes or something. He also helps with game design and leads a lot of the map building efforts. Then we have our art team, who really brings this world to life. Most things start with Brian, who does all of the concept work, and for biomes, he also comes up with all the cosmetics, and he does the background flats you see in the distance. Then when the concepts are done, they get passed to either Christine or Devin, our 3D artists. I feel like Devin has a knack for the wackier side of Yeeps. Everything from the pineapple hat to the giraffe to the toilet is stuff he's got down to a science, and he makes these things. Meanwhile, Christine understands the chonkiness of the Yeeps world. Most of the little friends, like the crab, the gnome, the snowman, and yes, even the spider, are all Christine's creations. And supporting all of that is Cindy, who does all of our illustration work. She does help Brian with feedback and art direction, but she's mostly known for the key art. She did the original work in Alpha and the new updated art, and she makes a new custom image for every update. We also have a few other Trask team helpers that I don't have time to get into, but pause the video if you want to see what they get up to. Okay, those are some long answers, so let's rapid fire through some short ones. What's your favorite gadget? Honestly, whatever the newest gadget is. What was your math grade in 10th grade? Not sleep. Is there lore?
Full story. Long before time had a name, the mother, the father, the son, and the brother. They lived in Blue House. We can see Blue House on this painting in Her Map 1, but everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. When everyone was transported through the portal to Yeeps 2.0, scientists came and took the family from their home, and they brought them to what we now know as Facility X. They decided to run experiments on them to test out their intelligence. However, before they could do this, the mother escaped with the baby. He broke free, and they found an abandoned mansion in the woods. More on that later. The scientists took the father and they took the son, and they cloned them. So there were 2 sons and 2 fathers. They put the son in an abandoned house, and they told him to find the key to escape. However, the son was absolutely stupid, so he didn't have a clue where to find the key. He was angry at the scientists for taking him from his family. So, like any bear would do, he began to read books. He thought that these books would help him escape. However, the scientists had made sure they would not, but they wanted to test out if he would read them anyway. Ever since Yeeps 2.0 came out, he's been sitting at this desk reading. Eventually, he realized the books didn't help and he gave up. He began to tear apart the house. As you can see by the torn apart furniture over here. The scientists wanted to see how he would react to pictures of his family. As you can see by the blue background, this is him in his house, holding his baby brother. And they had this little friend, this pumpkin gnome. But when the scientists came, they chopped up the pumpkin and ate it. And they put this here to taunt the bear, making him even angrier. The scientists taunted the bear even more by showing him his baby brother now. As you can see by the brown background, this is him in the mansion. And without his big brother, he's crying. And the bear got even angrier. In his rage, he started chasing down Yeeps. But now, why is there an identical copy of the brother roaming around in this huge house? Well, that links back to what I said earlier. The scientists cloned him. So when they put the real brother in the small house with 1 key, they put his clone in a huge house with 3 stories and 3 keys, obviously making it far harder to escape. They hid keys throughout the huge house, but the clone quickly gave up. He knew he was trapped here forever. So he met a similar fate. He read some books but quickly gave up. But now he rages around the house, eating every Yeep that he sees. You're probably wondering, what the heck happened to the father? Well, he was taken to the—
Consider a collab with another game. Maybe. Oh, wow, okay, I'll come up with a better answer. But honestly, I don't know yet. We have gotten to meet a lot of these cool developers in person, and though I can't show any photos of this, I can say we are in good company out there. We do just kind of chat about random stuff, because we all sort of struggle through the same problems, and we all just want VR as a whole to succeed. So it is kind of cool that we all get to root for each other behind the scenes, but who knows, maybe when we aren't busy as heck, we'll find the time to do a little collab. What has been your favorite experience in Yeeps? Honestly, what's the most hilarious glitch you've encountered? Ooh, that one's easy. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Have you ever taken inspiration from the suggestions? Yeah. But mostly it's just to figure out what we should focus our big updates on. One of our first updates, for example, was all about the grappling hook, which at the time was our most popular suggestion. Then this summer, while we had a couple ideas for what to go with, water was definitely the most demanded. So really, while we don't use anything in the moment, we do usually think about it when planning ahead. It just takes a while before we end up doing it. Okay, we're running out of time, so let's round these out with a few last questions. Have you watched the community's content? New developers. I think most people have heard this one before, but just try to get your game playable as soon as possible. Making a game is 100 times more fun when you can actually play it, and don't be afraid to chase ideas that interest you. Jack and I spent all of high school just trying things because we wanted to learn something. And last but not least, what do you like most about the Yeeps community? I mean, for one